Hello, everybody. This is Davide from Eurovoix, and today we are here with Veronica Fusaro, who is going to represent Switzerland at Eurovision 2026. Hi, Veronica.
Ciao, hello. How are you doing?
I'm all good. What about you?
I'm good, thank you. It's hectic days, but like good. I'm happy how everything is going.
Right, perfect. How are the preparations for Eurovision going?
Good. So right now, I think next week I'm off to Stockholm to rehearse the performance.
Hmm.
It's about we're like in the process of uh, fixing everything and finalizing the ideas and actually like committing to stuff like outfit, performance, and everything. And it's just exciting times, and I'm just happy when it's like gonna be all set and good to go, and when I can
Yeah,
basically repeat everything.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I guess you're traveling a lot, right? Because you just came back from your very first Eurovision pre-party in Oslo last weekend. How was it?
Yes, so that was good. That was the first time that I actually got to meet and experience the whole Eurovision community in real life. I mean, not the whole, but like a piece of it. And it was really good. I felt like there, like very positive vibes, and people were there for the music and were there for the show and were having a good time. And I was also just having a good time. It was a great experience.
Oh, that's fantastic. Did you meet the other artists from this year?
Yes, and that was obviously also very fun as well. Like I got to, meet the first bunch of contestants and just get to talk about music and life and get to I got to hang out a little bit with a few of them, and it was very fun. Like everybody seems very kind and nice.
Yeah, yeah, and that's nice, and that's what actually matters at the end of the day, right?
Exactly. Yes, it's always good to, you know, when people are not just great on stage and when they're also great next to the stage.
Yeah, yeah. Now let's go back a bit. This is the third time that you've tried to represent Switzerland at Eurovision, and this year's you finally succeeded. So congratulations, of course, for that. What were your
Thank
thoughts
you.
and feelings? No problem. What were your thoughts and feelings when you got the news?
So it was just before Christmas when I got the news, and it was through a Zoom call, like now. And I was overwhelmed by emotions and feelings. Like it really touched me, and meant a lot to me. It still does mean a lot to me. And throughout the call, I kind of managed to like hold back my tears. I was like, okay, let's keep it professional, let's be serious, da da da. And then as soon as the call ended, I was overwhelmed, and I had some tears strolling down my cheek. Just because it means so much to me. My biggest dream ever since I'm a little kid is to be able to share my music with the whole world.
Hmm.
And Eurovision might not be the whole world, but it's like, it's not, it's quite a good chunk of the world. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we're getting closer to the whole world.
Mm, exactly, exactly.
Right. I assume Eurovision holds a special place in your heart. What is your first memory of it?
I think so. I remember we always used to watch it at home from our living room with my family. It was something we just watched, not like feverish or like we weren't like obsessed with it, but like we used to watch it, and I soon realized, and I was soon fascinated by music being able to reach that many people. I think my first like very conscious memory of Eurovision was Conchita Wurst,
Hmm.
when with the song Rise Like a Phoenix. I think that's like the first artist I specifically remember
Hmm.
participating at Eurovision and well winning Eurovision.
Yeah, that's been a special moment for a lot of fans and a lot of people in
Mm.
in general. So I'm not surprised.
Very
Um,
memorable.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yes. Do you have a favorite Swiss participant instead, like in all the history of the contest?
Well, I think it is quite badass to have Celine Dion participate
I mean,
for your country. That's quite cool. Obviously, she was still at the beginning back then, but like, she then proceeded to have become the legend that she is today. So, yeah, I'm gonna go for Celine Dion.
excellent choice right there. Right, perfect. Now let's talk a bit about your entry, because your Eurovision song Alice was originally a track from your second album, Looking for a Connection. But you worked on it. You worked on let's say a special rendition of the song for Eurovision,
Mm,
which is what the fans are listening to today. So,
mm.
first question, why did you choose Alice in particular?
To be honest, it wasn't like I didn't only send in this song. My album came out October 24th, and like the rules were saying, well, the songs cannot be released before October 1st. So I had this album, I had like a bunch of songs that hadn't come out as singles yet. So I was like, okay, let me just send in the three, no, four or five songs that were on the album that weren't out yet, and let's just see how it goes. And Alice was one of these songs, and then eventually, like two of my songs made it to the top 25, and then
Hmm.
in the end, Alice was in the top one. I was well, first top five and then the winner song. And I was very surprised because I really generally did not expect this song to be chosen by the jury and by the whole process because I just wasn't sure whether it would um, like whether it would fit the event and both genre wise but also like lyrically. So I was very surprised, but the second I got to know that Alice would be the song, I obviously started thinking a lot about the song, and I started thinking a lot about the huge stage that it was going to be on. And
Hmm.
I immediately felt like, okay, we need to, because the album version is more fragile, is more tiptoeing around the subject, is more scared of the subject almost, I feel. But now, like when I knew like this is gonna happen in a stadium, this is gonna reach so many people, I knew it needed to have, it needed to feel more empowered, it needed to feel bigger, it needed to feel stronger, and that's why we did the new version, and now it feels very good to me. Actually, it feels like this song definitely should happen on a stage like Eurovision.
Hmm. Right, perfect. One of the good thing about Eurovision is that there isn't, let's say, a classic song for Eurovision, and any song that is being performed at the stage means it can be a Eurovision song. So yeah, what is precisely the narrative of the song? Because there's been a lot of discourse online around the topics, around the themes that you touch in the song, and how do you plan on making a connection with millions of people in the audience with your song, with your performance?
Mm. So maybe let me quickly like tell the story of Alice, or what the song is about.
Sure.
Alice is the story of a woman who tries to um, draw lines, but these lines are not respected. These lines are crossed, and throughout the whole song, Alice does not get to speak herself ever. It's always somebody else. It's always this figure, this person, always describing her and dictating her. And throughout the song, if you read the lyrics, like it progressively gets creepier and more uncomfortable. And the big overarching theme and subject of the song is violence against women. So
Hmm.
Alice is one of the many stories that can be told within that subject, and when taking, it is a big honor to be able to take this sort of message to a stage like Eurovision, to give it that sort of spotlight as well. And like, I feel like it can be very difficult to talk about this subject, but with the help of music, it might become easier, or at least for me, it's more
Hmm.
accessible. I mean, that's why I make music. That's why I wrote a song, because I find it so hard to talk about it. But music gives me like the means to be able to talk about it. And I just hope it touches people in one way or another. And obviously, the performance, what we're gonna do with the performance is just try to amplify that message of the song and try to underline the feeling and the message of the song.
hmm All right, perfect. Yeah, it's something that it's very hard to talk about it, but it needs to be done. And I'm sure that with the help of music and on the big Eurovision stage, you will be able to get your message through to the millions of people in the audience.
I hope so. I hope you know, obviously, and then again it's like music is art, and art is supposed to be a home for every emotion and every feeling. So as long, the biggest compliment I think for me is when somebody tells me, well, this song moved me in a way. So that's you know, if people feel that way, um I will feel accomplished.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of your performance, because of course you're not supposed to say anything about the staging, and we don't want you to, because otherwise where's the surprise, right?
Exactly. Thank you.
But
Thank you.
exactly, yeah. Um, we do know that you're working with Fredrik Rittman for your performance, for your staging, and he's also worked on the staging for Mons that went on to win Eurovision for Sweden in 2015. And he also
Mm.
worked with Kärja in 2023 and with Nemo in 2024, and Nemo went on to win Eurovision. So considering all these, how is the collaboration going with him?
He's Bank has a very creative mind, and obviously very, very experienced. And the first time we met, we like before we decided to work together, we just met. We just had a talk on Zoom, and I really liked the way he talked about music. I found it very, very inspiring about music and theater and performance. I found it very inspiring, and to me, like it clicked immediately. It makes sense, and I've not been disappointed throughout the process so far. Like it's fun to work with him. It's fun to brainstorm with him, and we sort of have, I feel very aligned. We have the same goal, and we might have slightly different approaches, which is good because you don't want to be like completely the same, because otherwise why work together, because it needs to like you know uh both need to enrich the whole vision. But no, it's been very fun. He's great.
Hmm Lovely.
Mm,
How do
mm.
you how do you make sure that your identity and your narrative are conserved and communicated clearly to the audience while working with him?
I think honestly, confidence is key, and knowing yourself, and and knowing what you are and what you don't like and what you do like. Like generally in life, that's good, and you obviously never stop growing and you never stop learning about yourself. But I feel like very confident in what I'm doing, in the music I'm making, in the message that I want to convey, and yeah, it comes quite natural to me, to be honest. Like it feels good, and I can easily say no if I don't feel comfortable. I think that's the key.
All right, nice, perfect. One last question for you. Speaking of identity, uh, who are your
Mhm.
musical influences?
Ooh, oh, how we don't have much time left, but there's a lot of I listen to a lot of different genres. I grew up listening to Vasco Rossi, who is an Italian rock artist, rock pop artist, and I still listen to him quite a lot. Amy Winehouse, I love. Uh, Biggest musical influences, I mean, I love Michael Jackson as well. At the moment I'm listening to a lot of Chaperone, a lot of McGee. I love Frank Ocean. But I could honestly go on forever because there is a lot of great music out there, and music that I just love and I absorb with every pore of my body. Yeah.
All right. If you could cover any Eurovision song in a Vasco Rossi style, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me think. Whew. Well, you know what? Why not? I would be interested to try like a Rise Like a Phoenix, well, Phoenix rock version cover. That would be, I feel
Interesting.
like it could be interesting to explore, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be good. We'll see. Maybe I'll do it. We'll see.
Looking forward to hearing that song from you then.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, listen, Veronica, thank you so much again for giving us your time,
Thank you for your
and
questions.
um, we hope to see you again soon in any of the pre-parties, or to see you directly in Vienna for the semifinals and hopefully for the final. But anyway, best of luck for your future and for what's to come.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And yeah, hopefully see you soon somewhere around on this world.